Nuclear weapons are evil. Or are they? Is there more we're not talking about? Let's sit down and find out. First of all, what are nuclear bombs, really? More than just a weapon. A possible parallel could be dynamite, which was invented as an engineering tool for mining, construction, digging, that kind of thing. Dynamite, in a sense, is like a rock in a monkey's hand, equally suitable for crushing coconuts or skulls. Same goes for nukes. One could reasonably come up with some useful, peaceful applications for what is essentially kilotons of dynamite compressed into a very, very space-efficient package. Let's say digging the second Panama Canal, or third, or fourth. But you may say, Alex, I don't exactly see nuclear mushrooms popping off at some construction site across the road. And you would be absolutely correct. Now let's dive a bit into history and see why. The first test of feasibility of nuclear charges in civilian engineering was performed in the US in the mid-50s during Project PLOWSHARE. PLOWSHARE? Whichever. A whole series of explosions has been performed, with one of the craters, the SEDAN crater, actually open to tourists these days. Just like this channel is open for you to subscribe. And the Soviets were, of course, not far behind, quickly catching up with their own program in 1960s, successfully detonating 239 devices, testing them for various purposes such as digging canals, geological exploration, underground storage for toxic waste, or sealing off uncontrolled gas blowouts. Sealing off gas blowouts was seen as especially promising, as the conventional methods were not quite effective in such cases, because the flaming stream of gas could sometimes be so strong it blew away concrete blocks like they were paper. However, a relatively small underground nuclear detonation could displace a large amount of soil, effectively just sealing the leak shut. The first such test in 1966 was an astounding success and led to 3 more occurrences, 2 successful and 1 a failure. Digging canals was also a very promising opportunity. But here we arrive to the actual problem with the whole method. As it turns out, despite best numerous efforts, the fallout from such explosions was still too high. That was actually the reason the US cancelled its program relatively early in 1977, although not before affecting millions of unsuspecting Americans. In the Soviet Union, where the public opinion wasn't of such a great concern, the program successfully lasted until late 80s, where it got cancelled in 1988 for international political reasons. Now, that's not to say that using nuclear charges in such a manner is prohibited these days. It is not. It's just simply that the cost of such an operation and the consequences in 99% of cases outweigh the benefits. But underground nuclear charges could still be somewhat feasible for large-scale events where conventional methods would be too slow or inefficient. For example, underground nuclear charges were suggested by some specialists during the 2010 Deepwater Horizon oil spill. In addition to that, nuclear warheads were also suggested as a possible countermeasure against asteroids endangering Earth. Would be kind of poetic if the doomsday weapon one day saves humanity. But for now, those nuclear charges are slowly decaying in their vaults, their services not quite in demand. Who knows, maybe one day we will solve the whole fallout problem and then we can deep dive all the way into terraforming. But in the meantime, you can dive into my channel and subscribe. New videos, cool videos, interesting, funny, maybe some sketches, maybe more mustaches. Who knows? One way to find out.